It's Braden Cortland live at the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. 800-456-2772. The number to call as our radiothon enters its final couple of hours here. Once again, a reminder, we are triple matching. Well, we're not. The credit unions of Iowa are triple matching every donation called in. So please keep that phone number handy and make your pledges now.
We have a goal of 60 calls this hour. 60. So we have some time to hit that. Don't hesitate. Don't wait to call. Do it now, just like this person who's calling.
Go.
That's what we like to hear.
We love to hear that sound. We have another family here in Nick's Theater for an interview, and we say hi to Monica and Jeremy. Thanks you for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
You got the whole family here. We've been having fun watching your kids play.
Yes, they're excited to be here.
They have a lot of energy. That's got to be a little exhausting for you as a parent.
Yes, it is.
Talk about your son Wyatt and your guys' experiences here at the Children's Hospital.
Well, we first came to the Children's Hospital when I was 12 weeks pregnant. Wyatt was diagnosed with a cystic hygroma, which was a large pocket of fluid, and they told us we had a less than 5% chance of ever meeting him.
Wow.
So we continued our journey here throughout the pregnancy. At 18 weeks pregnant, they diagnosed his heart condition. They said he had hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and prepared us for a rough road ahead. We anticipated a surgery about 5 days after birth, with 2 more then thereafter. He was scheduled, he was born via a scheduled C-section, then on April 28th. And after his birth, we found out that surgery was not an option. His heart condition was much worse than we had anticipated. And it was at that time that we listed him for a heart transplant.
Wow, that's really early on.
Yes. So when you are listed for a transplant, you can wait hours, months, days, years for that call, for that second chance at life. And we knew that the road could be rocky. And for Wyatt, it was. He started out pretty stable and strong and happy. But at 2 months old, he started having some significant apneic episode. He would just stop breathing. And they couldn't determine what it was at the time. They had thought it was a medication issue, maybe a virus. Something wasn't right. After we did several tests and trial runs to kind of get to the bottom of it, it was determined that Wyatt did indeed suffer a stroke. It was a massive stroke, and something that we didn't know if he would ever be able to bounce back from. They told us that he may never walk or talk. He may never be able to eat. He may never be able to get his heart that we had been waiting for because of the stroke. We decided to continue on to give him an opportunity to heal from that. About 2 weeks later, he had another setback. He started having apneic episodes again, shortness of breath. He was sweating, very lethargic. And at that time, we found again his heart was deteriorating. There was a hole in his heart that was closing, and if that hole closed, he would die. Had very limited options on how to proceed, but we decided to listen to the cardiologist that was there with us that day, and he said, we have 2 choices. We can take him to the cath lab and likely not come back, or we could try an experimental procedure which involved large doses of the medication he was on, in hopes that it would work, that it would open that hole back up. And so we did. We gave it a shot, and right before our eyes, the hole opened back up. And miraculously, he continued to wait.
How do you process all this information as parents? That's just.
I feel like a lot hit you very quickly. Yeah.
It did. It was a lot to process. It was through the guidance, though, of all of the staff and the doctors that we were able to get through this. I remember Jeremy called me when this was all happening with the hole closing, and he said, "You need to be here now." And I wasn't here to make the decision with him. It was the team that was here with him that guided him in the right direction, that told him, what our best options were, because they had his best interest at heart. They really cared about him and his survival and seeing him healthy and thriving. And so it was because of them that we do have Wyatt here with us now.
Yeah. So he did get a transplant then?
He did. About 2 weeks later, we got the call. Jeremy and I were both in the room, which didn't happen often. We have 2 other kids that are older than Wyatt, and so they were oftentimes at home. with family or friends, caring for them while we were with Wyatt, or we would rotate our schedules to be with him and with them. And it was at that time that we were both together. We got the call. We got the special call that said, it was our cardiologist, and he said, "Hey, Monica, it worked. We've got it. We've got the call." And they said, "We have the heart. You know, it's the perfect match." And I just remember crying, asking, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Really this
Disbelief.
time? Are you sure?" And he said, yes, we do. And it was a quick process after that. It was about 12 hours after the call that they took him down to the OR, and 12 hours later they brought him back up to us. Before he went to the OR, he was in critical condition, and he was blue and dusky. And when he came back to us, he was pink and finally onto the road to recovery. We were incredibly blessed with his recovery. He spent 15 days in the hospital after transplant and then was able to come home.
Wow.
He truly is a miracle.
He is. And now he's running and laughing. And
You would never know. You would never know that he had anything wrong with him because he is just a bundle of energy.
800-456-2772. Call in your pledge. Have it tripled right now for Wyatt. Call and do a pledge in honor of Wyatt, who is here running around, playing with Play-Doh, and having a great time with his siblings here. He's another miracle that is here because of this hospital.
Yes, he is.
That's awesome. We're glad he's here. We're glad that you guys came and told your story today. Thank you so much. Hey, do you want to say hi to some very important people here?
Yeah, do you want to come give a shout out?
Hi, Grandma and Grandpa. I want to be a Packer cheerleader when I grow up.
Listen, this is one smart kid here. I cannot tell you
Ray
what a great career path
happier.
that she is on. Do you want to read that phone number for us, too?
Call now.
It's okay. Keep going. You're good.
Yeah, you're doing great.
800-456-2772. Call now for kids like my brother.
Oh, that was
gosh.
wonderful.